So please welcome Amanda Walderman to the stage. Feel the fear and dance it anyway.
In there. Thank you. Hello.
Is that too hard? Is that right?
No, that's all right. My name. That's a good tip. My name is Amanda. She didn't do that voice. She didn't say do that voice, did she? Okay. My name's Amanda, and I wanted to talk to you. Well, I just want to tell you a story. Really, it's not as inspirational. I've not written a book, but I've got a little story that I think is quite interesting. So, my name's Amanda, as I said, and this is spoiler alert, I run a dance company called Brighton Lindy Hoppers. We're a big swing dance company in Brighton. Ah, fans. And I just wanted to tell you a bit about how that happened. So when I was a bit younger, my motto always used to be, feel the fear and do it anyway. And I was a mad adrenaline junkie. I would go on holiday on the spare of a moment on my own to some foreign place and scuba dive somewhere, dive with sharks, bungee jump, skydive, you name it, I'd done it and I loved it. And I thought, gosh, I'm such a brave person. I'm so adventurous and brave. And, I had a great life. And even my job was very brave. I studied psychology at university and then moved into the world of addiction and worked in prisons and rehabs with some really vulnerable people who were pretty much on the edge a lot of the time. I had to have difficult conversations and deliver difficult news to some people. So even my job was dangerous. And I just thought, I'm the bravest person ever. And then my job brought me to London. And I hated London. I really hated it. I didn't understand it. I'd lived up north all my life, and I had my own flat, and now I was living with 6 Australians, and I just didn't understand. I was like, what's that? Everyone said, London's great, you've got to try. I was like, yay, London. And I was getting on the bus and travelling for 2 hours to go for a really expensive drink with somebody, and then 2 hours home on the night bus where somebody always got on that hadn't paid, and you had to sit there whilst the police came. It's like, why do people like London? I just do not understand. And I was always moaning about it to anyone who'd like, London, tell me, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And somebody said, right, instead of moaning about it, do something. You can do anything you want in London. There's a class or somebody teaching or a group of people who you can do anything you want. So I thought, that's pretty good advice. So I had to think, well, what would I like to do? And another thing I didn't understand, apart from London, was dancing. I was like, why do people like dancing? I don't get it. I feel really self-conscious when I dance. Often I don't like the music when I dance. It doesn't make me feel, I never really feel like dancing. I just don't understand. Which made me quite a good person to go to a nightclub with, because I'd watch everyone's bags or go to the bar rather than do any dancing. So I was quite good for that. But I just didn't understand dancing. I was like, no, I don't get it. So I thought, I know, I'll try some dancing. And I was trying to figure out what kind I'd do. And I really love swing music. I've always liked music, jazz from the 1920s and 30s. I'm a big jazz fan. And I thought, I'll try swing dancing because it's not sexy like salsa. I didn't want to do sexy dancing. It's quite a fun dance and it looks good. And sure enough, I looked and there was somewhere in London that taught swing dancing and I went with my friend, Jenny, and we got there. And it was a massive room. There must have been about 80 people in there. It was crazy. And this guy with huge red trousers and a radio mic and big sideys was like really cheesy and really corny. And I absolutely hated it. I could not. I was like, oh my God, this is awful. The people were really weird. The music was all right. The guy teaching was really weird. Everyone was super, super friendly. And coming from coming from London and then being in a room full of super friendly people, I was like, oh, what's going on? It's a cult. It's weird. So I really didn't like it. And I had the class. And with each moment in the class, I really started to feel like I was going to cry. I hated it. and I just thought, I'm the only one here that's not getting it. I'm different to everyone else. I'm the only one that nobody else wants to dance with. And you change partners, you dance with everyone. And I just thought, I feel really sorry for the people having to dance with me. I'm useless. And I had all these really negative thoughts. And previous to that, I was always like a real cocky little shit, really, thinking, I can do anything. I'm good at everything. And then I went dancing and I was like, no, I just hate it. And I feel rubbish. And all these negative feelings are coming, like, you can't dance, you're the only person nobody wants to dance with, you're embarrassing yourself, you look stupid. And I was having all this horrible emotions. And so when I left, at the end of the class. I managed not to cry, I had a lump in my throat. My friend Jenny said, shall we go back next week? And I said, yes. What the hell just happened? I really have to figure this out. And I was fascinated. I was so amazed how something so inoffensive and so simple and so unimportant had created all these weird emotions in me. So I thought, right, I'm going to go back and see what this is about. So I went back the next week, hated it, nearly cried. Went back the week after, hated it. Anyway, you get the picture. Did not like it. It took about 6 months before I tried to social dance. I am a trier. It took about 6 months, and underneath, after the class, there was always a social dance, and everyone looked so good, and everyone looked like they knew each other. It was a very intimidating environment. I was like, right, I'm going to try it. We looked through the window for 6 months, and then I went in and refused to make eye contact with anyone, so nobody asked me for a dance, and then left. And then a few months later, we went back again. I was like, right, I'm going to try it. And I had my first social dance. And I hated it. And I was so embarrassed. I had to go home and lie in a dark room going, oh, this was so embarrassing. But I persevered, obviously. I persevered. And I can't say that I really grew to love it, but I started to relax and started to wasn't crying anymore, didn't feel embarrassed as much anymore, and started to like the people who were there. They weren't as weird as I first thought, and started to enjoy it. And I thought, oh, all right, this is good. So then I went to a festival, a whole weekend of torture rather than just one night a week. And I had lots of social dances, and I kind of got into my stride, and somebody said to me, oh, you're pretty good. I was like, yeah. So that was a real buzz, and I thought, oh, I really like this. And at that festival, I met this guy called Graham, who was really lovely. I really enjoyed dancing with Graham. He gave me a lot of confidence, a lot of support. He was such a nice man, and we became really good friends. And he lived in Brighton. So when I moved to Brighton, I got in touch with Graham, and we started going out dancing around Brighton together. And at that time, there wasn't much swing dancing in Brighton, and we created this group called the Lindy Hunters. We go hunting for Lindy Hop opportunities, like little drug addicts. Once we were on the pier dancing to somebody singing a karaoke version of Hanky Panky, because that was all we could find that night to dance to. So yeah, we kind of were getting into it, and I was like, oh, this is good. We went to Sweden to do this massive swing dance festival, and that's when I really got into it, and I thought, I really like this, actually. I have done it. I have conquered my fear of dancing. And we came back to Brighton, and we decided to start Brighton Lindy Hoppers. We started to try and teach people. Graham's one of those people, those weirdos that likes dancing. So he's really great at promoting it and telling everybody about how great dancing is. And I like to think that I'm really good at spotting the people who look nervous and a bit apprehensive and encouraging them to give it a go. So together we run Brighton Lindy Hoppers, and we've been doing it for about 10 years now. We've got about 3,000 students in Brighton. It's absolutely fantastic. So the question is... Oh, and the other thing I forgot to mention, side point, met my husband dancing. Great. So met my husband dancing, and I can honestly say, best dance of my life. Our first dance at the wedding to a swing band was so lovely. And we've got 2 little boys, and it's just, life is good. So the question is, do I love dancing now? No, it's not really. But I love the fact that I overcome a fear. I love the fact that occasionally I get lost in the music when dancing with somebody that I feel very comfortable with. I love the fact that it brings people together. I love the fact that it's fun. I love the fact that it's my job. And in the evenings, I get to go and hang out with all these weirdo people that are actually very, very lovely, and talk to them about music and play some nice music and just relax and enjoy myself. And that is my job. But most of all, I love seeing people overcome their fears. I love it when people come to our class looking all nervous and they don't know anyone. And by the end of the class, we can hardly get them out the door, and they're laughing and dancing with everybody. And I really think that's special. Swing dancing is a special dance. It's lots of fun and very inclusive. So, I really like that too. So, now my motto is feel the fear and dance it anyway. And, I just really encourage people to do something that they don't like. Give it a go. See what the fear is about and see if you can overcome it.